Now, it makes up our clothes, it's in our cups, our cars depend on it, we sleep on it and unwittingly, increasingly consume it. Plastic, when discovered, was described as fantastic, but its overuse is creating a growing continent of very, very slowly dissolving waste. Highly durable and adaptable, the material has made medical devices cleaner and cheaper, and some producers say that the most fuel-efficient cars are that way thanks to lightweight plastic parts. But with 1 million plastic bottles sold every minute, it may be a question of too much of a good thing. Joining us live from Amsterdam is the president of the Plastic Recyclers Europe, Mr. Tom Emans. Mr. Emans, thanks so much for your time. Can I start by asking you, we heard last week scientists announcing that they discovered a new enzyme that could actually eat the hardest of plastics, these PET plastics, and break them down, virtually destroy them. Does that mean that, in a way, the problem has now been solved? We found the solution.
I hope that it would be. Maybe it is a wish, and I'm not sure how fast we can develop that. So I'm not sure this is the solution. But so long we have a solution, we need to look to alternatives, so as mechanical recycling.
Give us an idea
of that and show that it is possible. So.
Sorry to interrupt you, but give us an idea of that kind of mechanical recycling. How much is recycled compared to what could be recycled?
If we look to the numbers of Europe, and we say that we produce 60 million tons of plastic, only today is collected 26 million tons. And of this 26 million tons, 75% is still put in incineration and landfill. Only 25% of the 26 million, so roughly 7 million tons, is simply collected for recycling. So if you look then, what we have sent overseas in the last year, which was more than 50%, so only stay in Europe, roughly around about 4 million tons.
So next to nothing, then, if I can...
This is what we have done so far.
Indeed, but why the lack of political will? Is it a lack of political will? Is it too expensive?
I think that the world has changed now. We can go back into time when we saw marine litter, the damage on wildlife, when we saw some statements made by Edward Phillips last year in France, who said that he wanted to do all plastic recycling by 2025, where we saw at the beginning of the year that Theresa May said that she wanted to do avoidable plastic by 2042, and then we saw that our Commission launched a strategy on plastics, where they say that all the packaging need to be recyclable by 2030, and that they say we will recycle the half of all the plastic that we have created in Europe by 2030. So the willingness to stop plastic waste is there. I believe in it. Yeah, the strategy showed it with more than 39 action points. So the public awareness is there too. So we have the opportunity now to make a change and to treat our plastic waste in a different way as we have done in the past. There's nothing wrong with plastic. Maybe there is a lot available and a lot there on the planet. But the big problem is that it takes a very long time to break it down. And as we know, there's a continued growth on population, so does that what the waste that they produce. So we need to find a way to reduce the plastic waste, and an option is plastic recycling.
But is the problem the way people recycle? Because as you say, there is an awareness.
We need to get. I think it is not the way, as it is a simple, as the Commission said, we need to make it profitable. The biggest problem that we have, that the most of plastic is not recyclable. So the recycler can only turn plastic waste back in a resource if it is recyclable. And what do we need to do? And I think that the most of the people now recognize that we need to change our design. We need to change the way we produce plastic and plastic articles. They need to be designed for recycling. We need to look to the end destination of a product, not only for what I will want to use it, but what will happen at the end of the life. People, we can ask the consumers, we can expect from them an effort, but we need to be aware that only makes sense to collect and to sort if it is recyclable. And that needs to change. It is the way as we produce.
So really it's up to the manufacturers to get on board and find the alternatives. And are there alternatives?
Oh yes, I think that we need to look to everything. We need to look, if we want to reduce and recycling, then there's another way. We need to look how we use plastics. We need to think about it. We need to create an awareness for everybody. But I think we can only tackle the plastic waste, and that is the problem, our waste. And we can only tackle that if all work together. That will say the plastic producers, the converters, the governments, the authorities, the brand owners, the producers, the converters, and I think the society and the recyclers. We can only tackle it if we work together and make it as business as usual.
Okay, it sounds like we all have to get on board. We're going to have to leave it there for now. But thanks indeed, Mr. Tom Emans, President of Plastic Recyclers of Europe, coming to us live from sunny Amsterdam as it looks there behind you. Thanks indeed for your time. Okay, a quick reminder for you now of our top stories this hour. At least 10 people were killed after a van drove into pedestrians in Toronto. The 25-year-old who was at the wheel is now in police custody. He was not previously known to the authorities. And after the whining and the dining, it's down to tough talks for US President Donald Trump and visiting French President Emmanuel Macron. Iran, Syria, Russian sanctions and global trade all up for discussions, all topics that see sharp differences of opinion between those two men. And in Armenia, thousands on the streets, but this time in celebration, not in protest. Prime Minister Serge Sargsyan steps down. The opposition, however, says it will keep a close eye on who replaces him.